Hello, soul friends. This is Mary, and welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is all about your workplace, your coworkers, your boss, your job. We're going to get into it and see what your guides are seeing coming forwards for you in your job. And yeah, I think we'll start with just some live shuffling to get a sense of where you are in this job or if you're in the right group. So we're going to live shuffle now. Remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or is simply your subconscious mind helping you answer life's ponders. And no matter how you look at that, it is healthy and you are in the right place. So today we shall be using this deck here. I might read from the book if we need. And let's go ahead and use, oh, I don't know. We will use this tarot deck for your clarifications. And I think I'm going to go ahead and live shuffle some of these and get you one of these as well to do an energy check-in in the beginning as well. And your guides are making it easy on me. I didn't even have to shuffle. Love it when that happens. Okay. So let's just go ahead. I'm like trying to make this all pretty. Let's go ahead and get you some rocks or crystals for today. Let's go ahead and use bracelets. So group number 1, you are citrine and peridot. Not sure how I want that to go. Yes. Group 2, let's give you smoky quartz and malachite, I think is what that's called. Is it malachite? I could be wrong. It's that green stripy stone. I actually have it in a ring, but I never wear it because the stone's kind of scuffed up. And like, I know that those stones can get kind of toxic or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Lots of peridot today. Group 3, you're going to be this darker green peridot. And group 4, you're going to be the more traditional colored peridot. The peridot in these two are very, 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 very green. I'm wondering if they weren't treated. Let's go ahead and do a bell for luck. Wasn't that lovely? Go ahead and zoom in if you need. Pause if you need. We will see you in your individual readings. Bye-bye. Hi, group 1. So if you picked the citrine and peridot bracelet, you know what I love about these bracelets is that this is my best friends, and I mean like my bestie from high school. We stayed friends, and my ride or die B word, you know. And we I'm a citrine or yellow topaz birthday, and she is a peridot birthstone. So that is why I love those bracelets so much, and that is why I have 2 of them. I just couldn't go with one. I had to get 2. I sent her one as well, because, you know, she's my ride or die. Some of you might have a ride or die friend, and that's why this came up. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your overall energy and make sure you're in the right group for your reading on your career, your boss, your coworkers, etc. We have Mists of Avalon, Boundary, Illusion, Transformation, Enchantment. Interesting. She's like floating out into the mist like the Lady of Shalott. Interesting. Number 15 is the number. So that might be something significant for you. We also have She of the Woods, number 19, peace, connection, and home. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm getting some like Forest Service vibes. Some of you might work in Forest Service. If not, Forest Service I do associate with like federal workers. And so, because that's a federal thing, in the US, Forest Service is a federal institution. And so I'm feeling like you have a connection to nature, that you might work outside. That you enjoy working outside, that you would rather die than work inside kind of feeling is what I'm getting from these. If you do work inside and you just have a very, very strong connection to nature and you would rather be outside all the time, that is okay. I think you can still get some messages out of this group. Some of you might work on boats or ride in boats as part of your job. I just heard cruise ship worker of some kind. I remember when I first was getting out of high school, my friend and I, my ride or die bestie, were like, oh my gosh, we heard all about how like if you went on these cruise ships as like a waitress or something, that you would make hella money, man. Yeah, we said hella a lot because it was like the 90s, bro. Okay. I graduated year 2000. So anyway, high school. Graduated high school in the year 2000. So yes, that all being said, my dears, why am I talking in a British accent? We had this big plan that we were going to go work on cruise ships and make all this money. That never even became part of the deal. Like, life happens when you're making other plans, as John Lennon said. I think he said that. No, I know he said that. Anyway, what else do I want to say about this? Outdoor workers, cruise ship or maritime workers of some sort. You might be fishermen. You might be, cruise ship workers of some kind. You might work on boats themselves, like repairing boats. My ride or die bestie's husband works on boats, repairing them and such. I think he does siding on them. I could be wrong because I'm one of those people that somebody tells me what they do for a living and I legit don't care. And it's not because I don't care about like what their life is like. It's because I legit just like don't associate like people with what they do. I just don't, you know? I also don't pay attention to what people drive. I could have ridden in your car and still not tell anyone what color it was or what model or make. I don't know the makes or models. I don't care about them, you know? So like if somebody's trying to impress me with their very snazzy vehicle, like if it looks shiny, I'll be like, oh, it's shiny, you know? So you might not care about cars. You might not care about what people do for a living. Some of you might not be employed right now and you are enjoying nature instead. I had a friend that all during, don't tell anybody, right? But during the lockdowns, I had this friend that just drove around everywhere and really enjoyed themselves driving around everywhere because they said that there was nobody out there, especially out in the federal lands. I mean, no, all my people I know stayed locked up inside their houses just like we were told to do. Yes. Okay, so that's what I'm getting as far as like if you're in the right pile. If none of those jobs sound like you, then move along to another pile, I guess. Let's get some views on what your boss thinks of you right now. The Magician. Okay, this could mean a couple of things for a couple of different people. The Magician can show that your boss thinks that you have all the tools to be successful, that you're kind of look, she even has hands in her eye, or eyes in her hands. Look, there's the boat again. What the H? Interesting. So you might seem like a wizard of your craft to your boss. Okay. You might seem perfectly suited to this profession as far as your boss is concerned. What else? You might be, hmm, somebody's guide was like, no, 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 no. They do videos like you, but they do them outside. Maybe you're an influencer who likes to be close to nature, and that's where you choose to do your videos. I watched this guy. I can't. His name is Michael, and he looks like he walked out of the Bible. He's got the long flowing brown hair and the beard and like the little beaded bracelets that he makes himself, and he does Reiki. So he sits in front of the camera and he does stuff like this and like and like he does all of his videos outside, and it's amazing how like the wind will pick up as his energy picks up, or like you'll start hearing like uh lots of birds just start like like off in the background. He's from some country that I've never been to. Um Kind of looks like he has kind of like either an Australian or New Zealand accent with my hearing loss. I can't tell the difference between those two accents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Give me one word they say vastly different from each other, and that will get me on the right track. Like I can't tell a Canadian accent from an American accent until they say a boot. And then I go, oh, that's Canadian, right? Like, deafness, it happens. So that's one thing that I'm hearing. The other thing that I'm hearing, I see this little snail up here. Oh, there's two. And I'm not sure of the spiritual significance for snails. But what I hear from some, if you're not a magician and you're like, there's no way my boss would ever say that about anybody because they're clueless or something along those lines. Your boss is striking me. There's two different groups here. Your boss is striking me as someone who is very slow, doesn't get stuff done. The magician could indicate that this person is manipulative, that they lie, perhaps. Okay, so if you have a liar boss, that's fine. A slow boss or a boss that thinks that you've got it all together. If it's kind of tricky, because if it's the slow boss, they might resent people who are more efficient in the way that they perform, because they feel it reflects poorly on them somehow because they're not doing their job properly. Ugh, aren't those fun? Okay, so those are what I'm getting for bosses and what they think of you. If you have the slow, inefficient boss, they don't know enough about you to know what you're doing. They might think that you're manipulative because you threaten them in some way, usually by, pointing out that they're incompetent. And you might not be like, you're incompetent, right? Like, I would never tell a boss they are incompetent, no matter how much incompetence I was seeing. But at the same time, like, they could tell, like that I didn't have respect for them, I guess you could say. Number 9. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Okay. 9 of Cups. People at work feel like you have things that they don't have. Luck, that when you want something, you get it. This is not necessarily true. It's their perception of you. People might treat you like you're okay all the time, even though maybe you're not okay all the time. That happens a lot to people who are like, for example, like people who are cheerful all the time, even when they don't feel cheerful, they still put on a good face. A lot of times people just think, oh, they're okay all the time, when really like you're like, no, bro, I'm struggling for real. So it feels like you have a lot of wish fulfillment. It might seem like you get what you want at work because you know how to finagle your way around bosses who are a little bit weaker than you. When I was teaching, the principals were like in and out, in and out, in and out, right? I think I had 5 different principals in 13 years in the same school, which is very unusual. It's highly problematic. It's one of the things that was like, and sometimes it's the location because we're very remote, but like there's a lot of other factors at play. And we just went through them and they went through us, and some were better than others, if you get my drift. So I feel like you kind of have this ability, no matter how awful the boss might be. I'm sorry if I get muffled. I'm blowing my nose a lot today. It might be raining where you are. Interesting. Yeah, it seems as though you always have your ish together. Things just kind of work out for you. I feel like some of you are just very skilled at manifesting, and then some of you might be just really good at getting what you want at work. So, like, for example, when I worked in education, there were certain teachers that have been at that same school for like 30 years, and they could get the principals to kind of do what they needed them to do through persuasion. Me, not so much. Sometimes, but they really had it down. Like they didn't just get good at teaching, they got good at like the system, you know what I mean? And this person's putting off this vibe, I'm going to deal with them this way. This one's going to fold if I pressure. This one's not going to fold if I pressure, so I need to be a little bit nicer. Those types of things, like they had that down pat. I did not. And I was always like, how do I get to be like that? I just didn't. I just quit. Okay, so it does look like to other people that you just have it all worked out. You're chilling with your cats or whatever. Your cats could be your people. People flock around you. These big, powerful people bow to you. That kind of feeling is what I'm getting from that card. If you're not feeling that, stick around. We're still going to get some more messages. Oof, okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Some of you are covertly looking for a new job. There's a lot of energy in this pile. I'm getting a lot of different messages, so I'm sorry for jumping all over the place. I don't want to spend too much time on each one. It's like some of you are looking for another job while you're at this job. I love it when people do that. They're like, I totally did an interview during my break in the building where I was leaving. Those kinds of things. You gotta do what you gotta do, and like, here's the deal. People are like, oh, you shouldn't do that on that company's time. Like, man, if people are doing that, they saw some S going down and they're like, you know what, man? Like, it's kind of one of those things where like you show up on time or early for like a decade, and then you realize that there's been people that have been longer than you, newer than you, and they all show up whenever the F they want, and nothing ever happens to them. And you're like, maybe I won't show up early anymore, or at least not stress myself out about doing so, because clearly I'm not getting any props for that. I see some of that going on in your workplace, like kind of taking care of yourself, watching people from afar, saving your money, feeling brokenhearted. Like, I feel like at least 3 people have screwed you over at this job that you're at now. That's not for all of you. Please just take what resonates. I'm getting so many different messages with this pile. Looking out for yourself, kind of being covert, watching things from afar, gathering intel, saving your money in case something goes wrong, or in case you just need to get out. You might be in a workplace where it's very cutthroat, and that like it has nothing to do with fairness or even skill or accomplishments, that people just got, or they get fired, or they get like pushed out for no good reason. It could be like different last names. It could be, they're not in with the boss. It could be all those things. I want to see how your coworkers feel about you guys. My. The 8 of Swords. You are not one to keep your mouth shut. I think this is a good thing. You won't put the blinders on. You won't keep your mouth shut. That might be a bad thing to your boss, but like, I feel like your boss might be kind of part of the problem here. We have Ace of Coins in reverse. Yeah, I feel some disillusioned people. Like, you got into this work and you're like, this is what I want to do. This means something to me. I want to be good at it. And over the years, for some of you, you're like, this is not materializing the way I want it to. I think I want to say F this job. I don't know how to say this. Like, it's so hard to say F this job when you need a paycheck, when you need benefits, when you need things. Like, I had to give up my job that had health benefits. They weren't even good health benefits. They weren't. I compared to some others, I guess they were, but like compared to how low of a paying job teaching is, they weren't that great. Like I still spent 10 grand out of pocket every year for like my weird elements that I have. And so, and now I have nothing. I have no insurance. I have to like try to heal myself spiritually and doing stupid crap like that, or, depend on like nothing, basically. Like depend on my own wits, depend on nature path, because they'll see you whether you have insurance or not, but they'll actually like maybe try to do some different like tests or some different something. Your guides are just like clamoring. I'm hearing she needs to. So some of you are female. Not all of you, but somebody whose guides are being like, she needs to quit. I was told over and over again I needed to quit what I was doing for years before I quit. And then I was like, give me a sign, God, give me another job. And then I got another job and I was like, it's not good enough. Let me tell you, it's still not good enough. Like, I don't know anybody who's like okay with how their money is going right now. I want to see more about. So you don't keep your mouth shut. Things aren't materializing for you. I still want to know what their coworkers think. Your coworkers think that you're going to bail, and they probably wouldn't blame you. They think you're making plans to get out. Right? And there's all these little ships. This is such an interesting card. There's all these little ships that are on strings. And the froggy is holding the strings. And there's a whirlpool starting. And the froggy, I guess, is trying to decide if they're going to pull those ships up. So it's almost like you have like a lot of fingers and a lot of pies trying to figure out what you want to do. And your coworkers think that's what's going on. They think you have lines on other jobs. They think you're like actively seeking another job. You're making plans to jump ship, is what your coworkers are thinking. You may have said this to some coworkers. Oh. If you are going into anything legal with your job, I'm not a lawyer, so don't listen to me, but justice shows up when you're going to win if you're on the right side. So whoever's on the right side in your situation should come out victorious on this. Show me problem coworkers. Any problem coworkers? Yeah, everyone's kind of out for themselves where you are. It's like, even if you're friends with somebody, you kind of know they would throw you under the bus if it meant saving their own skin. I think you work in a place where everybody kind of gets their turn to get screwed over. Unless, you're one of the specialty people. And that doesn't feel fair either. So picking up on toxic work environment, for sure. People looking out only for their own best interests, like even your friends at work would not step forward to help you or say a good thing for you, or at least that's how you feel. If you're wondering about that, based on the cards I'm seeing, they would be too scared, too self-interested to help you if you needed them to help you. And I know how that feels. as much as I've struggled since leaving my profession that I thought I was going to be in for the rest of my life, I will say I don't regret leaving. And the reason why is because of stuff like this. If you feel like you don't have anybody who's going to stand for you, it's really hard to stay in that environment. It just is. Let's see what else we got. Advice for group 1. 10 of Wands, your burden shall soon be over. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups? I'm not sure. Let me grab the book. I can't. They're holding cups, but there's also like fire here. So I'm like confused by the imagery of this card. It's like, is this 6 of... It might be 6 of Wands instead of 6 of Cups. So I want to make sure. Come here, book. Geez, that magnet on this box was strong. Okay. Okay. Those are swords. Oh, 6 of Cups. Okay. So 6 of Cups is about reminiscing, feeling nostalgic. It's a very different image, though. I'm going to read from the book because this is like the weirdest 6 of Cups I've ever seen. The past, reflection, inner child, fresh perspectives, stand around a surfacing whale. Oh, it is a whale. Okay, okay, okay. Good moments you've had as well as the struggles you faced. Yeah, I see you kind of agonizing between, you know, how you felt when you got into this profession versus how you feel now. I feel like whatever this profession is, you felt this nobility to it and this like feeling that you were in the right place at the right time. So like walking away from it is hard. Look, there's a whale here too. That's 2 whales. And these like arms are like embracing this whale that's been skewered by these wands. Interesting. I feel a need for healing and I feel a need for change. But there's this like thing tugging at your heart about leaving. Oof, relatable. Okay, and then this is screaming at me from the bottom deck. Queen of Swords. Own your truth. If you know this place doesn't deserve you, then it's true. Okay? Some of you might be wanting to get out of this job so you can make it to the outdoor job that we were talking about earlier. Others might be like, it's an outdoor job, but there's so much drama with these people. It's an inspiring job, but the people that are involved are making it too hard. I'm feeling like all kinds of like rights violations going on. Laws being broken that you've watched. People getting betrayed, not based on their merit, but based on selfish interests. Oof, I don't like this job. I don't feel like most of you like it either. So, I mean, that's what's coming through. I hope this is relatable to some of you. I feel like it was kind of all over the place. And so let me know how it resonated. I swear there's probably like some of you that only got one thing out of all those readings, you know, that we got in there because there's so much different energy, so many different types of jobs. But the main message is to own your truth regardless of consequence. If you see something to be true and you know it's true, stand by it, because that's what leads to regret later on in life, is not standing up for the things that you believe were right. And with that, I shall leave you. If this is helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there might be something in the description box eventually. I've kind of gotten pretty lazy about doing much in the description boxes other than the timestamps. Maybe I'll do that someday. I don't know. But I work on the Everclear app. You can also message me. I have a Facebook under Miriam Mage. If you want to connect with me in a professional manner, You're going to need to tell me on that one because I get a lot of strange messages from people. And then I'm also on Instagram at Miriam the Mage. And I work with people off the platform. If people would like to work off the platform, that's fine. So just hit me up in the comments if you want to. And we will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hello, group 2. So if you picked the Smoky Quartz and Malachite bracelet, let's go ahead and get into your energy check to make sure you're in the right group. All right, so starting off. Okay, sorry about that. So our first card checking in, we have a green, feminine power, acceptance, motherhood, and beauty. Okay. Some of you, I feel, might be contemplating pregnancy or worried about pregnancy and how that might affect your career. Some of you may already be parents. And that also is affecting how you feel about your career. Some of you might be feeling more like you'd rather be home and take care of your family rather than go to work every day and never hardly ever see them, except for like, you know, an hour or two before bedtime kind of feeling. Some of you, this might be a warning to use protection if you don't want to become pregnant. I want to read from the book on this one, honestly. Ooh, hello. I didn't do this on the last one. 21 is the number of this card. Okay. Your true and pure beauty that you cultivate and expand in all interactions is a unique energy and essence of you alone. Celebrate your own beauty and be inspired to manifest your creative spirit in the world. It is your confidence and independence that will attract admiration from those around you. Claim your feminine power and strength. And if you're male, you can still claim your feminine power. I claim my masculine power very hard. So, you know, if I can do it, so can you. When Uther Pendragon first laid eyes on the fair Igraine, he was love-struck. So obsessed was he with her beauty that he forced Merlin to cast a glamour spell so she would mistake him for her beloved. Oh, nice. Nice, Uther. Real way to be. And then he seduced her. As a result of this well-executed plan, Arthur was conceived. I don't like this story. Okay. I'm taking the, like, when I'm going, ew, gross. I know it's just an old mythology, but like, some of you, and I know this is a career reading, but some of you have an admirer who wants to trick you into being with them and steal you from your beloved. So you might have like a husband or wife at home, and you have like a coworker who's very entranced by your beauty or your looks. And they're trying to get you for themselves. The problem with people who do stuff like that is that they really rarely look at the heart of the person. I think that they have seen your goodness, and so they're like, oh my gosh, it's even better than I thought. They're good looking and they don't suck, right? Which is like what people always do when they notice somebody that they think is attractive. We go, oh, they're really attractive. Man, I hope they don't suck. And then they're like, oh my gosh, and they don't suck. That makes them even more attractive, right? It's not always realistic though. So when the card of Igraine appears, it asks you to acknowledge your beauty. You may not see your own true beauty, and the world may think in terms of beauty equaling worth. But it is a fact that physical beauty fades. Igraine wants you to know that your beauty is your unique energy and essence. True beauty shines from within. It radiates out to all. This is your power, which will make you a magnet for all who seek beauty in its true forms. As queen and royal mother of King Arthur and from an ancient priestess from an ancient priestess bloodline, Igraine embraces you with her maternal love and gives from the heart. We do not see our beauty when we are feeling depleted of energy. Is your environment offering you the nurturing and personal space that you require? It is important to feel you have comfort and support when you are in your creative cycle. This will inspire you to manifest all that you are to the world. Be grateful to all those who are part of your human family, your tribe, not necessarily related by blood, for they will mirror you back your beautiful soul. Know that right at this moment you are held, supported, and nurtured by your tribe and by Great Mother herself. I am beautiful in mind, body, and spirit. I feel like some of you might be also, so we have the people who are being admired by somebody at work. Somebody wants to steal you away from your beloved to the point where they'd be willing to even do a spell on you. I wonder what happened to her poor beloved. What happened to him? Uther, you... I need to get a channel where I can cuss. I should just cuss on this one. I don't get paid anyway. Who gives a blankety blank? But I'm thinking about starting a Rumble account because I hear you can cuss on there as much as you want. Okay. Anyway, and then we have the Weaver, number 18, feet manifestation decisions. So I feel like some people are trying, like this person who's hot for you is trying to manifest you in some way, manifest you into their life. So if they start seeming appealing to you and you don't know why, big red flag. Just saying. They could be manifesting and trying to get you in that way. Those of you who are... Sorry. Some of you might be trying to manifest a crush at work, right? You have a crush on someone at work. They're very beautiful to you, and you want to manifest them into loving you. As always, you know how I feel about romance at work. Don't do it. It's really awkward when people break up. Also, don't be blinded just by the looks of someone, okay? Part of this card is acceptance. Decisions. So lots of warning vibes. Warning you not to get romantic at work. If someone is interested in you and showing you lots of interest, they're trying to weave you into their life somehow. It's not just about like enjoying your presence at work, right? So if you have a friend at work and you think everything's cool because you're friends, they want to be more than friends, okay? If you are enamored with someone at work, it's important to, hold into account what they have going on in their life at home, which you may not know about because not everybody talks about their home life at work. Lots of warning, like lots of clamoring of worry. Making decisions, make the right decision. Remember, this is just a story to let some of you, this isn't going to pertain to everyone, but my guides are saying, and your guides are saying that somebody needs to hear this. Orb weaver spiders. See how this spider is weaving this very intricate web. Orb weaver spiders or cat face spiders, which is, I hate that name for them because they don't look like a cat in their face. They have like a weird bumpy little abdomen area where it's like kind of pointy in some places. It depends on the spider. And So they call them cat face spiders because people are dumb and like they associate the markings and the little bumps on the butt looks like a cat face, I guess. I don't know. So I just lose like 5 subscribers because like she called me dumb and I like calling them cat face spiders. Yeah. Ain't got nothing but love for you. Unless you suck, and then maybe not. But anyway. Do you suck? I do. Okay. But anyway, an orb weaver spider, the big, huge, giant ones that like when they land on your car from their little web, you can, the car kind of like moves because it's so heavy. And then as it like walks across your car, it goes tink, 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 tink because it's so huge. Like those things get huge. I mean, leg span, right? Body span can get that big, right? So anyway, they're big. They're pretty much harmless to everything except for the things that get caught in their web. The females are the big colorful ones, and then the males are little tiny brown ones that hang out over here in their little web, like, hey babe, you want to hang out? You want to hang out with me? You want to hang out? And she'll either kill them, oh yeah, kill them and eat them, or she'll let him hang out there and he can help her catch things and mate with her. And that's his job. That's it. So my point is if you're a male watching this and you're interested in a female at work because she's so beautiful and she's talented too and she understands you, she might also eat you. That's sorry. If you're female, male, female, I'm still seeing the same dynamic. Like you're being drawn in. And like, I don't even think they're trying to draw you in. If you're the one that's being drawn and not the one that's drawing things to you or drawing attention to you, your attention is being drawn. So if your attention is being drawn, I'm only talking to those people right now. Your guides are saying to kind of keep your head in the game. You know what I mean? Because you might get eaten. In some metaphorical way. And it doesn't feel like, not a good way of being like devoured by your loved one, right? No. I mean like killed, you're going to get your like entire body devoured and all your efforts will be for nothing is kind of warning is that I'm getting from that. Okay. If you're the one who people are drawn to, I think a lot of it is because of your beauty. Some of you, I'm feeling like that mom syndrome of like, oh, there was a poem that I used to teach to my dual credit students about a mom who was just like sitting outside in a little like wicker chair, just trying to have one moment's peace to herself because like she's the mom, right? And I saw my mother have that same plight when I was growing up, and it was part of what made me want to never become a mother. She was in the kitchen 24/7. You run up to your mom and you're like, tie this, fix this, do this. I want this. I don't want this. I don't like it. What is this? It's like this endless job of like need and like not a lot of sometimes not a lot of respect, right? Of this, like, she's the mom, so she just kind of steps in and does, and everybody then just starts to expect it. I feel that resentment that can build from that coming in. Like, even resentment for your own children. I'm not saying your kids are bad, and I'm not saying you're a bad parent. It's just that feeling of, like, if there's something, like, did you ever see Christmas Story? Where, like, the mom is, like, fixing dinner for everybody, and, like, she goes to sit down. They're like, Mom, can I have this? Mom, can I have that? Hey, honey, can you grab me that? And she, like, gets up, and she just gets up and goes and gets it, and gets up and goes and gets it. And he says, my mother hadn't had a hot meal in, like, over 10 years. Because she was always busy getting up and getting for everyone. And that was just expected of her, right? And there was, like, a pride that would come from a mother who just automatically knew how to do all those things, automatically knew how to keep a spotless house, how to feed everyone properly, how to make sure everybody had what they needed at the table before prayer time. That nuclear family pressure on the mom, like the beaver cleaver mom. I remember my parents being like, look at that mom wearing high heels while she's like washing dishes. And they're like, that's such BS. TV is such BS. Don't believe what you see on TV, kids, is what they'd always say. Interesting. I don't know where that came from or where it's going, but there we are. No. Sometimes the pressure gets so hard you want to jump out that window. Or you go somewhere else in your mind. I remember my mom saying that. In her mind, she was lots of other things, is what she said. But in real life, she was just mom, right? And that's not what I would want for anybody. Like, she was a woman with a heart, like, and passion. And she still has those things, but she became this, like, walking, talking provider, right? Because that was her job, kind of thing. So I see the weariness of like motherhood. I feel the weariness of, and even if you're not a female and you're just the one that always takes care of the kids. For example, my life partner has a much more nurturing vibe than me, and he will try to make sure that things are okay, he will feed me before he feeds himself. He will do all those things, and it's because that's how he shows love, right? Whereas I show love in words, he shows love in deeds. And I see that a lot, like that showing love through deeds. I had a friend who told me that they went to like Mexico for like a family vacation, and her kids are like older now. And like old enough, like they're in college, that kind of old. And they had like a lady that was in the house, like waiting on them, right? Because they rented a house in Mexico on vacation. And this lady's job was to like cook and clean and do all the things. And so the kids would like tell their mom, I don't want to ask her for this. I feel bad. I don't want to ask her to clean up. I feel bad. And my friend was like, F you guys. Like, when did you feel bad for me? Once. In all the 20 years I've cooked and cleaned and slaved for you. How? And I felt so bad when she told me that story. Like, I didn't pick up on what she was saying until she said it. And I was like, oh, right. Because I'm not a mom. And I don't know what that feels like. I don't know I don't want to know what that feels like. That's part of why I don't have kids. So anyway, motherhood. Use protection if you don't want to become a mother. But yeah, being sought after, you might be seeking after somebody at work who is very attractive to you. They seem to check all your boxes and you'll do anything to get them. Romance at work. Oh, you kids. Gross. I'm going to be the one that puts the fly in your ointment about that. Ugh, Hierophant, wanting to get married, some of you. You see things the same way. This person understands you. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm cynical. I don't know. I don't know anyone. I mean, that's probably not true. But it's true in my life and experience. I never knew anyone who met at work and did okay. Just saying. I saw a lot of like hot affairs happen at work. I didn't see them. I didn't watch it, go down, but we watched a lot of it start to set the stage, right? And then the next thing you know, they're getting a divorce, and next thing you know, they break up, and next thing you know, everybody at work has to pick a side, and yeesh. Some of you might be seeing something like that happening at work, but I'm sure you would have bounced by now if you were in that group. Hierophant is about seeing eye to eye with someone, having a lot of the same values, right? Having a lot of the same, like you agree on politics. They check a lot of the boxes because those things are important to you. And you're like, that's why, so if somebody like clicks with you politically, you're like, oh my gosh, and they understand how I feel about the world. If they click with you spiritually, you're like, oh my gosh, and they understand how I feel about spiritualism, and they believe the same things I do. Oh my gosh, and they're good looking. Okay. Those of you who are the person at work who is beautiful, your guides are saying to embrace your beauty. So like something that's coming in for that is like, I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone besides me and like maybe one other person I know, but it's like you're in a bathroom that's public. You get out of the bath stall, you go over to wash your hands, and you check yourself in the mirror. I don't know if I just look really happy when I'm looking in the mirror. I'm not somebody that I'm pretty much just like everyone else. When I see myself in the mirror, I go, oh, oof. You don't look so great, girl. That's what I'm always thinking when I look in the mirror. If I look good to myself, I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Look at me. But when somebody comes out of the stall and they see me looking in the mirror, it does not matter how brief this exchange is with the mirror. They'll be like, oh, aren't we so pretty? But they mean it in like a shameful way. And I don't like it because like if I were to walk out and I saw this girl like flipping her hair and really digging herself in the mirror, like I'd just look at her. I'd be like, get it, girl. Look good. I love your shoes. Like I would say something to her. I would pep her up. I'd be like, God dang, look at your confidence. Like you're so cool. But I get shamed when I'm in the bathroom or if anyone ever sees me looking in the mirror to the point where I have comebacks. Where like if I was powdering my nose and a coworker walked in and they're like, ew, aren't we so pretty? I'd be like, I knew you were coming. And I'd like close the compact really fast like we were going to like make out. As a haha, let's laugh about how insensitive and weird and personal and insulting that comment was. Because everybody looks in the mirror. It doesn't mean that you're primping and looking great, right? So I'm feeling that as well, like that embracing your beauty. So like if you're one of those people who, you get caught looking, oh, you bad girl, you bad boy, you got caught checking yourself out in the mirror. Like the next time somebody shames you like that, do what I do. Like keep on looking at yourself, like fluff your hair a lot more, like you're really just making love to yourself in that mirror. Like, push up the tots, if you got those little tots on the front of your chest. I call them tots because I tried to call them something else in a text once and it didn't understand. And so it autocorrected it to tots. So that's what I call them now. So push up your tots, right in front of them, give yourself a nice little rub down, look at them and wink and walk out, Do that. See how they like that. Oh, 3 of Pentacles. So third party energy. This is also about work. Please don't sleep with your coworkers, you guys. It makes it so awkward to break up with them and then you have to work with them afterwards and you can't even talk to anybody about it. That is definitely coming through. I feel like some of you that are being crushed on, that you are already with someone and this person wants to steal you away, much like apparently Uther did to this woman who was already with somebody else. And he like did a spell on her and then Arthur was born. That's really upsetting to me. You suck, Mist of Avalon. You suck. You ruined my dreams. I love King Arthur. I don't know much about the Uther story other than that one movie that they made. Guy Ritchie made a movie that was like called King Arthur Legends of the Sword, and I watched it because Charlie Hunnam was in it and he's super hot. But he takes off his shirt at least once per movie. It's very important to me. But Google him. He's hot. I don't care what anybody says. Whatever. But anyway. He'd be the dude I'd be crushing at work. I'd be like, man, I hope you have a terrible personality because you're looking pretty good. But it's like this idea of somebody trying to steal you away from your beloved. An honorable person wouldn't do that. They would just respect that you're with someone and just bask in your presence however they can. I cannot stand stealers. I feel like somebody has been looking into your beauty so much that they think they know what you want when they really don't, when really you're just there doing your job and you just happen to look good too. If you're crushing on the beautiful person at work, well, look at her face. It's totally taking away from her job description. One of the places that I saw the most intercompany romance were hospitals. I've never worked in a hospital. I thought briefly about being an EMT, and then I was like, I have to lift people, and like I can't even hardly pick up a cat. So probably not a good idea. I just do really well when people are dying around me and I don't freak out for some reason. I'll freak out later. You steal my pen, I'm gonna freak out in front of everybody. But it's like this idea of it's taking away from what you're actually supposed to be doing, which is your job. I'm not lecturing you. Okay, I'm kind of lecturing you. I'm not. You're going to do what you're going to do. And like everybody at work did what they wanted to do. But like hospitals and like nursing staff and all those guys were so into each other. And I know this because my father was a nurse and he was very open about life experiences with his kids. I don't think he was out messing around with all these nurses. If he did, he kept it secret. But it was like he knew about the hospital drama that went on. And then I had a friend who was an RN, and her friends were all very much into that sort of thing. And I'm not saying all health workers are like that. I'm just saying that I think what happens is that they're all kind of like working long hours together under very highly stressful situations, life and death. I don't care if you're an ER nurse or you're just an OBGYN nurse. Like, there's life and death things going on. Like you have lives in your hands. Whether it's a life or death situation right there in the room on the table is irrelevant to me. They're there to help with their life, right? And I think that it causes people to be in high stress. It causes people to spend long hours in the same place. And then your coworkers start to look pretty good after a while, I bet. Just saying. And I'm not judging. It's just something that happens. Humans are humans. Like, it would happen to me probably if I worked in that setting, because I put my heart and soul into all the things that I do, that I could see me being like, oh, I haven't seen my husband in like, days, but that one nurse who's really hot, like, I kind of like that one right there. Yes. Very caring. Very Charlie Hunnamish looking, those kinds of things. I'm just kidding. I'm not a cheater, but like, those things happen. I've seen it happen with wonderful people, and I'm not even judging. I'm just saying that it's a bad idea, generally speaking. It'll take away from your career, and career and romance, in my opinion, should be separate. And it sucks if that's like where you live, right? Like, I live in medical places because I need to be at them all the time because of my health issues. And then they're there all the time because they have to work long hours to make money, and they care. Most of them. And so it's like, it's usually this card shows the people working together and making this like beautiful like stained glass piece. She's sitting there with her back to it, like nibbling her finger, worried about, are they thinking about me? Are they doing things? What are they doing? Okay, so lots of office romance. Oh dear, some of you think you're in love. If you're the beautiful one, some people think they're in love with you. Yeah, somebody's really wanting to prove how capable they... Oh my gosh. You got both Kings of Wands. Jeez Louise. There's no talking to you. There's no talking to you. Okay. What was I saying before I got severely distracted for the last hour and a half? Which was a great hour and a half. I talked to some really cool people. Okay, I think I said the last thing I said was there's no talking to you. Some of you feel like you're in love and there's no talking to you. You're like, oh, it's going to work out. It's all going to be great. But we got third party energy here. We've got work energy here. There's complications. If that person thinks they're in love with you, they're really trying to like peacock strut their stuff in front of you. Like, look what I have to offer you. But it's reading messy. Not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. Can I see how their boss feels about them, please? I'm sick of this romance. 7 of Wands. Climbing a ladder over. And remember Chutes and Ladders? You'd climb those ladders and climb them, and then you'd hit the wrong thing on the board and you'd slide all the way down back to the beginning. Maybe even a couple of steps behind the beginning. That might be a warning. If you're climbing in your career and you've got some romance piping in there, you might want to, you might want to be careful. Ace of Swords. You know the truth. King of Swords. You will overcome your challenges, though, which is good and encouraging. 2 of Swords. You're having a hard time choosing between two things. It might be this romance. It might be your romance plus a spouse. It might be their romance with you plus their spouse. I mean, there's no end to how messy these things can get. Oof. Heartache. The Sun. Okay, so you could be healing from some heartache with that. And the Empress. Some of you are chasing the Empress when it's leading to heartache, thinking you're going to find the Sun. Some of you will find the Sun in this situation. And if you do, my hat is off to you. I am all for people being happy. But it's going to get messy first. Just saying. JS. Ace of Wands, a light coming on in the darkness. You figuring out your way. The truth coming out as well. 10 of Wands, burden. And Queen of Wands. Yeah, a lot of you really feel like you're in love. And a lot of, I mean, maybe you are. Maybe you're not. You know? Ugh. And I'm not just saying that because I'm picking on the people that are like interrelation being at work. How do you say that? Doing the interrelationships at work. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying you got a lot of obstacles to go through, and like passion is leading the way, and that's not always the best way to lead things. You kind of need a cool head. I'm going to give you a little for luck because yikes. I still want to find out what's going on with your boss. How does your boss feel about you? 2 of Pentacles, they feel like you are distracted between 2 different things. Maybe you're not juggling things properly. 9 of Wands, you could be feeling underappreciated or overworked. This came out for your coworkers. Knight of Wands, they seem to think you know what you're doing, but you take your time. Oh, geez. You got a one-track mind, y'all. If this wasn't about interrelationships in the romance department at work, this probably was not your pile, because that seems to be the one-track mind of this group. So I'm going to go, because I'm getting grossed out. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well if you'd like to book a private reading. There are ways to do so in the description box, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye-bye. Hi, group 3. So if you picked this very beautiful peridot bracelet, it's very dark green, which I prefer when it comes to peridot. Maybe they treated it, maybe they didn't, but In any event, it's beautiful, just like you. I'm going to zoom just a little bit out. Okay, and I apologize for the glare. Apparently, we're always going to do night readings here. Okay, we have number 6, the Crone, Fairy, Godmother, Wisdom, Future, Truth. Ooh, the Abbey, Serenity, Purpose. Oh, interconnectedness. And shared blessings. Interesting. So some community vibes. I feel like some of you are very respected in your work field. You might be older than a lot of the people who are there. And I'm not saying you're old. I'm 43. I don't feel old. But I am starting to feel like my age, or feel like I don't have to answer to as much as I did when I was a young lass. I don't feel like I have to question myself as much because I've already been through all that. And even though I feel like maybe I should question myself, maybe I should, then this like older, wiser part of me is like, F that, you've already been through this. Okay. Some definite wisdom. Okay. I also see that many of you in this group know where the future is heading, whether everyone else does or not. So like you might see things coming that others don't. I see an acceptance in you with this card. It's like, not only are you older and wiser, maybe you're just wiser, but like, you know, wiser than everyone else around you. It reminds me of the donkey in Animal Farm that says donkeys live a long time. And everybody's like, what does that mean? Well, it means he remembers being there when things were being propagated differently. Okay. Same outcome, different rulers, right? It's like same news story, different reporters, that kind of thing. So it's, you've heard this racket before, you've seen this sort of thing before. You can't be BS'd by others. You are actually respected by those in your community because you know the things that you know, and you're not afraid to say them. Kind of energy is what I'm getting. Okay. This could be the type of job where a lot of different ages are accepted. And there is, what do you want to call it? Respect for those who have been there longer, been there more, have more experience, have seen the real deep ishnit. What else? I'm feeling healthcare vibes, teacher vibes, cop vibes, political figure vibes, public relations vibes. Anywhere where you have a very vast range of age groups, but that doesn't necessarily mean that because of age groups, the worth is assigned to them the same way. You're paving the way for the future. You're calm about it. You're connected. You're blessed, and you share your blessings. You know what you're doing. And that brings you serenity. I'm also hearing with like serenity, interconnectedness, truth, purpose. I am getting some recovery vibes. If you're in recovery, you might be like a counselor of some kind who helps people recover. Well, look at there. We had a bunch of cards pop out for you already. Let's see what's happening. Knight of Swords, saying what you mean, meaning what you say, taking action. Your actions also back up your words. Queen of Wands. That's about falling in love, being inspired, ruling with an even hand, but still keeping the passion of what you believe in alive. I think of like King Arthur vibes with that. Because King Arthur, you know, was a man of the people, ruled with an iron fist, but also had compassion And so I feel that energy coming through with the Queen of Wands. Having that compassion, but still having the, ish to get the job done. The Sun, excellent. If you keep rocking the way you are rocking, you will always end up in the sunny side, standing by your truth, even if it upsets others. Five of Swords, looking out for yourself. I feel like that's the good part of Five of Swords. Let's see what else we've got going on. How does your boss feel about you? Five of Cups. Your boss might focus in on more negative things than positive. I think a lot of it has to do with their own personal issues. You might relate. Your guides are always saying to hold on to your money, be the master of your own destiny, regardless of what others tell you to do. Partnership. So if there's a contract involved, that's a good contract that's involved, or a good contract is coming. It can also mean there's somebody at work that you see eye to eye with that you can trust. Seven of Cups. This card has a lot of different meanings for me. It can be that somebody's drinking too much. It can be that their emotions are all over the place and they're not seeing things clearly. It can mean that a lot of choices are available to you and you're not sure which one because some are fraught with fortune and some danger. Let's keep going. Six of Wands, being admired and recognized. The Hermit, but still kind of keeping, and Six of Wands goes along with that too, because you usually see a person hoisted up on others' shoulders, being admired and recognized for good deeds and accomplishments. This is showing that regardless of what you've gained and how much notoriety you have in your career, how much admiration you have, you still feel very much alone. It almost feels like you're respected, but nobody knows how to tell you that. And it doesn't feel fair. It feels like maybe people don't know how to tell you that because you're not from there. Or you're not what they expected you to be. And you didn't fit into their little categorized personality traits that they just assigned to you. And they like that about you, but at the same time, you're isolated because of it. That's not for everyone, but that is coming through. Four of Swords in the reverse. Can I get a clarification card on that one? The World. So maybe don't speak up and fight for things that are already over. Could be a message coming in for some of you. Healing is on its way. So is that recognition. Same energy with that Six of Wands. You can manifest what you want in your career. So if there's something you want, imagine that happening and it will be. So they say. The Hanged Man, some delays and needing to say things differently might be holding you back a bit. But if you keep moving forward, learning and growing, you will end up being successful with the 10 of Pentacles. Same thing with the 9 of Pentacles. That you might have that success before you even start a family for some of you. And the Knight of Wands. You see your way clearly. Taking action towards that is okay. What else? Seven of Pentacles. There may be some delays in what you're looking for today. Same thing with the Two of Swords. Could indicate that you have to make a tough choice between two things. Something is holding you back. Seven of Cups coming up also gives me addiction vibes. So there might be something that you were fighting with there. Four of Cups shows or warns not to miss something that's right in front of you. And Wheel of Fortune, this is a lucky time for you if you play your cards just right. And the High Priestess, you already know what to do. Interesting, group 3. What is going on with y'all at your job? How do your coworkers feel about you? Three of Cups. Okay, so you get along well with them. Page of Wands. You are inspired, not afraid to say what's on your mind, not afraid to follow your passions. Oh my goodness gracious, gosh. These three. Your coworkers get along well with you. This is something that's been shown more than once. You look like you are capable and know what you're doing. The Tower. Something might fall apart though. It's almost like you're held to a higher standard than others, and it doesn't feel fair with that Tower card sitting there. Like, it almost feels like you're just so nice that you're never allowed to be upset, or you're just so nice that you aren't allowed to interject or tell somebody or call someone out. Four of Wands, balance and celebration. You might have a good balance with your family relationships. Wait a minute. Oh, Five of Wands, conflict. Yeah, stay away from those meddlesome people. And the Queen of Cups. You're more emotionally sound than you realize. I think that it can be hard because, like, in a job, it can be prized to not wear your emotions on your sleeve. However, there are certain jobs where being compassionate and somewhat emotional can work in your favor, right? Like medicine or teaching. Being able to show compassion and not just being logical and moving forward with facts can also be a good thing in your favor. I am seeing that you do have that quality. So you are doing your own thing, but that draws people to you. And two of... I don't even know. Let's look. It's not Two of Coins. Not Two of Cups. We already got that. It's not Two of Swords. It's got to be Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about having the, like the earth or the world in the palm of your hand. It can also indicate that you have a tough choice to make. So there's some kind of decision that you're trying to make in your career. There it is. You might be choosing between two careers, trying to figure out which road you want to go down. But what your guides want you to remember with that card is the sky is the limit. You have lots of opportunities available to you with the Two of Wands. It's like the sky is the limit. Like only you are the limit, right? The limit of your own mind. Oh, excuse the yawning. Okay, I am going to leave it there. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading, there are ways to do so in the description box, my friends. Good to see you. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Group 4. So if you picked the more traditional colored peridot, or peridot, however you like to say it, let's go ahead and make a big mess and see if you're in the right pile. All about career. These readings have gone strange, as usual. The White Spring, protection, gratitude, energy, healing. Excellent. I feel like some of you are worried about your job right now and you don't need to. Okay, so if you're like, oh, I feel like they're gonna fire me, I feel like nobody likes me, I feel like I feel like you can quiet that part of your brain. I mean, you might not be able to quiet that part of your brain if that's just how your brain operates. But your guides are saying right now that things are feeling secure in your position. We also have the Faun. The Faun, beginning, willingness, and opportunities. Okay. The Faun is a trickster in some cultures. So I'm not saying you're being tricked. I'm saying you're tricking yourself into feeling like things aren't well when they are. When you have protection, you have energy, and then you just need to feel grateful for that. But I feel like a lot of you are waiting for the other shoe to drop, and so you're like, no, I don't know if I can feel grateful yet because I don't even know if I'm okay, right? Been there. But according to this, your guides seem to think you're doing well with the healing opportunities, the beginnings, healing, gratitude. You could be in the medical profession. You could be in some type of profession where you help others, where you help people to that white spring energy. You protect others, you guide others, you show energy and positivity when they're not normally going to see that. Those kinds of energies are present in your job. It's also a job where you could advance depending on how you do, which also reminds me of healthcare positions, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anything where you're helping others, okay? Anything where you're helping others heal or feel gratitude, you're protecting others, etc., and so forth. So let's go ahead and, oh, what's this? Queen of Wands. You are very strong and capable, even on your own. Six of Swords. Yeah, helping. I feel like you might be helping people from like refugees that are like coming to a safer place. I feel like you're a helper to them, a helper, a protector, somebody who gets people out of bad situations is definitely coming through. Ace of Cups, lots of love. Almost like you're expected to be limitless in your abilities to give. Page of, I believe this is Page of Wands, but I'm going to check the book because these pictures are not always clear. Where's Page? Oh my goodness. Nope, that's Page of Wands. Okay, so you must be Page of something else. Let's look and find you. Page of Coins. Okay, let's go ahead and read. Spiritual contentment, intuition, reflection, and nature. An ethereal princess moves through a river of moonlit foxes. While most of the coins suit deals with material wealth, the page is a symbol of spiritual bounty. The woman is content, and the foxes are benevolent spirits who guide her. Use your heart to make the decisions you are quarrying. When you see the Page of Coins, this can mean taking some time to reflect, preferably close to nature and away from distracting technology. Cultivate your intuition by keeping your body physically fit and your spaces uncluttered. Gross. That means clean your house. Good luck with that if you're like me. Like, what do you mean? You're not neat and tidy? Damn straight I'm not neat and tidy. My gosh. I'm hanging on by a thread, Rebecca. Are you kidding me? Okay. This card also indicates good news coming in, or a message you've been waiting for coming in. Page of Coins. Material wealth and spiritual bounty. So it's like if you're worried about money, don't. I see celebrations. I see you doing a good job in your career helping others, whatever that career might entail, where you help others so much. Nine of Wands, you might be feeling burnt out though, feeling like underappreciated, feeling like you've been left as the only guard at the watch post. There might be times where everybody else slacks in that area and they're like, oh, but you won't, so you come deal with it. There is some of that. Okay, let's see how your boss feels. Nine of Pentacles. Your boss feels like you're pretty solid. Knight of Pentacles. So you seem steady-headed. Like, you seem like, at least to others, that you are capable. You're educated. You don't just rush in. You actually take time to make decisions. You are good enough to teach what you do, not just do. You can teach. 10 of Cups. You will be rewarded for this. Judgment. The right things will happen for you. You will come out on top. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Give me something about that. One more about that. Some of you are healing from some kind of... It's like you're doing well in this career, but there's like things holding you back in the career because of emotional or inspirational or passionate reasons. Could be a breakup. Could be somebody that you really thought you could trust ended up not being very trustworthy. Or worse, you kind of already knew who they were and then they proved you right. That kind of energy. Your guides are showing healing coming through for that. So if this was about work and like Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Pentacles are always connected to work. It almost feels like someone did you dirty. Someone you admired. And your guides are saying there will be balance struck if that's the case. Page of Wands. You might be learning some new skills or trades. The High Priestess. Go ahead and trust your intuition at this time. Three of Cups. The best way to find the people who are worthy of you is by putting yourself out there as you are. Three of Pentacles. I feel like you maybe do this a lot at work, but not so much in social life, some of you. Eight of Wands, being rewarded for hard work. Four of Swords, don't forget to rest and keep your mouth shut. If you don't absolutely have to say something, don't. Seven of Pentacles, waiting for something. The Empress is abundance. 10 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. 10 of Swords in reverse would indicate that you're still kind of stuck in an old pattern. Maybe something bad happened to you. You might have had a bad work experience before this. You might have had a bad family or friend circle betrayal that made you feel like you can't navigate through the world the way you used to. Because now you know people suck. You might have learned that the hard way, is what I'm hearing. And it does affect how you move forward in your job. Eight of Cups, Page of Wands, and Three of Wands. You can walk away from whatever you want. You do not have to stay somewhere because, oh, they'll take me. Okay? I had to break out of that cycle pretty hard myself. It was like, oh, well, they're willing to take me and I'm so unworthy that I guess I just better stay. No. I was more worthy. I deserved to move on to something new and something inspiring, to get something I've been waiting for. I would have been waiting forever if I would have stayed where I was. I'm not saying to go quit your job. If you really need your job, keep your job. But if it's not inspiring you, if it's not making you feel like your plans are coming through the way you wanted them to, that might be something to look at and walk away from. Eight of Wands, fast coming positive change. Five of Pentacles, fear of rejection or abandonment. I feel like some of you might be on track to get a different job. And your guides are totally giving you the red light. You've got lots of opportunities available to you that you haven't even explored yet. Stand by your truth, even if the truth makes people uncomfortable, and you have the strength to endure. The Fool, time for new adventures. Seven of Wands is all about overcoming challenges. And Ace of Wands, if you're like, I don't even know where to begin. Where is this new job coming from? What is going to happen? This card is like a light going on in the darkness, and it will show you the way. I don't know how your coworkers feel about you. Interesting. Give me some more clarification on that, Spirit. They think you're too fiery, too passionate, that you can't decide what you want to do. Excuse me for yawning. Are they accurate in their description? One moment. Are they accurate in their description? The Devil card would indicate no. The Devil card is about lying. And so it almost feels like they're trying to hold you back in some way. See that little, you know, these little people in jars that can't get out. Right? It's almost like they want to keep you in this little spot that they have you in. It's like when people see a pretty person and they go, oh, they must be stuck up. And that person proves over and over again that they're not stuck up. And they're like, yeah, but they really are. You know, they know they are. It's like, maybe not. What else, Spirit? You're admired. See what I mean? It's like they admire you. I'm feeling jealousy vibes, not gonna lie. They watch you from afar. They talk about you behind your back. Sometimes good, sometimes not good. Yeah, you look like you have everything together, and your coworkers see that, and they're kind of like, let's talk about it without actually doing anything ourselves to improve our own lives. Interesting. So overall advice, Spirit, for group 4. Two of Cups. Okay. Cling to those who know what you are, who know who you are. Don't cling to those who cause you heartache. And that will bring you balance and peace with that Four of Wands energy. What else? You're going to end up better off than you think. Be selfish, though. Don't worry about what these fools think of you. Yeah, pull in towards yourself because you know best what's right for you. People are going to always say the things that they say. It's like, you know, a friend of mine was dating somebody new after a heartbreak. And instead of being like, oh, we're so happy about this new person you're seeing, her friends were all like, are you sure? You don't seem as into him as you were into Brad. And she's like, I don't even know how to respond to that. And I said, well, think about it this way. If you were all about Brad and we're like, oh, Brad this, Brad that, we're going to be together forever, Brad this, what do you think those same people would be saying? They'd be saying, oh, be careful. Remember how things went with Brad, right? It's like they just find negative things to say, regardless of how well something is going. They think they're doing well, but they're not. It's just discouraging. So stay away from that and hold on to your own truth is what I would say to you, group 4s. And with that, I shall leave you. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading, there are ways to do so in the description box. My friends, we will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.